Thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Why I Love Flagler County, your local podcast spotlighting local businesses and local residents on what they love about being a part of Flagler County. So today I'm super excited and honored to have my guest Christine with us today. Christine, thank you so much for the time today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Macy.
Of course. Well, she's just such a hardworking gal. So that's why I said I'm super excited to have her on. And I'm so glad that we could get this time on the calendar because she's one of those people, she just makes stuff happen. So I think this will be a lot of fun and learning a little bit from her. So why don't you kick us off and tell me a little bit about your journey coming here to Palm Coast, coming here to Flagler County, and how's that been for you?
Sure. So I've only been here 8 short years in Palm Coast. So previous to that, I was in South Florida for 22 years. And I decided to raise my family up this way. I call this the beautiful Northern Frontier, and found this Palm Coast written on a map. And we came and we fell in love with it. And here we are. And I absolutely love it. I couldn't be more pleased. The weather is dynamite, especially here today as well. And I wish it was like this year round.
Right.
And just coming in this direction just allowed me to explore a different area of Florida, having been down in South Florida for for 2 decades. It's a long time.
It
So
is.
that's how my journey began up this way. It took a minute though. It took about 18 months. We just started from Palm Beach County and made our way up to the other counties, and finally found Flagler County. So yes, love
Wow.
it. Mhm.
That's awesome. So you kind of got a little bit of a taste of everything there.
Oh, we did. We got to decide and make some big decisions, and circled back to one area. And then we finally just said, you know what, this is it. This is when I found my home here, and I'm in the W section. I just fell in love with it. Fell in love
Yeah,
with it.
when you know, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Definitely. Oh, wow, that's awesome. And I feel like even 8 years, I feel like that's kind of a long time by like Palm Coast standards nowadays. I've only been here like 2 years, right? So I'm sure you've seen Palm Coast just completely
Oh, yeah.
change in the past eight
hmm
years.
I feel it's grown a little too much for my liking. That's what I ran away from. Because I was actually just in South Florida this past weekend, and it just reminded me, goodness gracious, beautiful place to visit, gorgeous. However, just extremely busy, lots of traffic, and we see that growth here already. So I think it's just more to come. We just got to get used to it here, right?
Right, definitely. Hopefully, we can get a little bit more road space. I think
Right.
that'll help with the traffic right now.
Exactly.
Um, yeah, well, I would love for you to share a little bit about what you're doing over there at Market Street and kind of sharing maybe to start with what is Market Street, right? I probably shouldn't explain. I'm sure you could do a better job at that.
Yeah, well, thank you. So Market Street Memory Care is a standalone, dedicated, exclusive memory care community. So we serve the population for seniors when it's no longer safe to live at home. So especially if they have memory impairment, that's our specialty. That's the audience and population and the disease that we're known for. We are a very unmet need and demand as a standalone memory care community. It's for sure a special place because there really is none. Just north of us, there's us only here in Flagler County, and then just south of us is just one other standalone community. So with that being said, regionally, it's really needed in our area with those suffering with Alzheimer's and dementia. So I'm very touched and honored to be there. I was the first employee ever hired,
Wow.
as there was a dirt and shovel in the parking lot and the building was being constructed, and we were leasing around the corner in West Point Plaza. And once the building opens and still there, I'm just honored to be that first person that came on board and was able to build the team and still believe what we stand for. It's just an amazing place. And those who don't know us, once they do, they understand the profound effect of who we are and what we do. And especially if they're touched, unfortunately, by this disease, there's more of a stronger understanding and garnering in what we do at Market Street Memory Care.
Yeah, and let me just say, I've been to Market Street multiple times for a bunch of different events, and it is just the most beautiful place. I love it so much.
Thank
It's a
you.
gorgeous facility, and you guys have such the kindest staff that will always greet me when I am at the front door. So, definitely a great place that people can start looking into because those are some of the harder decisions, when it gets to that point. I completely understand. So you want to make sure that you're in an environment where you feel comfortable, and then of course your loved one does as well.
No, I agree. And I thank you kindly for that nice compliment, because we really do place a lot of effort strongly in training and a lot of resources into our staff naturally, because we're only as good as our team, right?
Right.
we could be this beautiful, gorgeous community with that tree in the plaza. But essentially, how are we doing? How's our reputation? What we stand for and what we're doing? And are we doing that excellent job as these families make these huge decisions and merit the confidence in us? It's a huge deal. This is one of the biggest decisions they'll ever make in their life. Really is.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm just curious, are there any like maybe some common misconceptions or maybe some things that you find that people think maybe about the whole of a memory care facility that you find like, oh, that's really not true. It's not that big of a deal, or maybe that's something that they can reach out and talk to you more about as well.
Yeah, for sure. So it's the misunderstanding is that we're all the same. What I mean by that
Mm,
is that we are standalone and exclusive and dedicated. What I do tell families, because I don't sell Market Street for the 7 years of almost being there. I explain to them our service line offering. I explain to them the differences in licensure and why it's so important, and the advanced license that we carry and the high importance surrounding that with the 24/7 clinical nurses on our floor. So for families really to understand they're doing this because they're placing their loved one there for care, they need to make sure that that care and the skill set and the proficiencies on the floor, right? Because that is really going to be the huge, profound effect when something a little bit more extreme or radical happens that requires that skill set of having clinical nurses on the floor. So
right.
another misconception, some people think still that we're nursing homes, right? I think it's generationally a stigma and a
Yes.
misnomer in our industry. It just depends on who we speak with. As we go into this segue of seeing more and more of these type of communities being built all over the place, I think people are understanding the nature. Oh, that's for seniors or maybe 55 and up. People call all the time and think maybe we're independent living or assisted living. I love those phone calls because it gives me an opportunity to educate them and even more so to refer to that proper service line offering that they're looking for,
Right.
because they just don't know. It's a
Right.
huge, vast ocean of senior living. I was just sharing with my team this morning that there should be a book that we should write, the memoirs of senior living, the do's and don'ts, because
Right.
I haven't Googled yet. I said I was going to do that this morning or look on Amazon, and I haven't because I'm so busy. And I'm just curious because these families just are, they're just none the wiser, and it's not their fault. It's not.
Yeah, definitely. It's such
Oh,
a hard decision too. I lived with my grandma full time, from, when I was born to when she passed when I was 18, and especially as I was getting older, mostly in high school. It's a lot to take care of someone like that, right? And it starts to become a little bit more of an emotional decision because it's like, well, this is someone I really love and care about. I want to make sure that they're comfortable, they're being taken care of. I had a godmother who's also into a few different things for like rehabilitation for the most part.
mhm.
Um, and it's one of those things where it's like you just kind of know, you kind of have to hope for the best, try and do your research,
Mhm.
but sometimes it just gets really overwhelming,
Oh,
It would be
yeah.
great to
Oh, yeah.
have just some of a guide to like refer to, like, oh, this is what I know my
Mhm.
grandma needs, this is what my grandpa doesn't need, things like that.
Mhm. Mhm. There's a lot of guilt. There's a lot of emotions, guilt
Right.
and denial and
Yeah.
making this decision to make placement. And how about even the financial component? It's such a privilege to be in the setting such as this, where they've worked all their lives in their amazing occupation, and now they're spending their funds and their future assets in a setting like this. So that's
Yeah.
why it's super important to making sure they select the right place and ask the right questions and have the right guidance. The person who's in that seat is properly guiding them, and being impeccable with their word is so important.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm so glad that it sounds like, I can hear the passion coming through, and this is something you're really, believe in. It's something you really want to help people with. And you've been in it long enough that I'm sure you've seen
Yeah.
so many different cases. I'm sure
Oh,
you're
yeah.
still getting surprised to this day. No
Mhm.
case is really ever the same. There's always different components there. It's so
Exactly
interesting
right.
to learn every day.
Mhm.
Well, I would love to know, you've been in Palm Coast for quite some time. What are some of the things you like to do around town? Maybe places to go, events people can go to, groups they can join, anywhere a new person could kind of get active with the community to kind of put themselves out there.
Yeah, I like the town center Tuesdays when they have the food trucks. That's always a
Right,
fun place to go and meet people and explore and just kind of just check out who are these local individuals who are participating in that type of event. I think town center has some amazing events all the time. The Strawberry Fest is hosted, I think, not too long ago there as well.
right.
during the Christmas lights when their Rotary's hosting all that is a beautiful place to walk around. It's just so lovely. And then of course you got the movie theater there, right? You know, of course you're going there with a companion of some sort, or you can go by yourself. I mean, I think there's nothing wrong to catch a matinee at the movie theater here in town. And it's so nice just to have it. And, you know, I feel like this town is so small and has a great offering. I do love going to the beach. I love walking on the beach. I love our parks. I think we have such beautiful parks like Washington Oaks, Waterfront Park. We take our residents there. I haven't had the luxury to jump on our Market Street bus to do it, but I'm always jealous when they do drive away. But I do go often with my family and my kids, and we will go and just do a picnic. And especially like days like this where you wish you can just leave everything behind and shut that computer and take off, right?
Right.
So I'll tell you that my yoga is my thing for my own sanity. I've been doing that for 25 years and I love the Hot Yoga Lounge here in town. There was a studio when I first moved here that was open and then unfortunately closed. So I had to find another selected studio, and Hot Yoga Lounge has been my go-to 5, 6 days a week,
Nice.
literally. So that is my outlet. That is my oasis for me. If anyone has never tried it, I think in the beginning when I was doing it, I would try to push it on everyone. At this point, after 2.5 decades, I barely speak about it unless someone wants to ask me a question like this. Then I do really share my love and passion for that. And I love Kawa Sushi here in town. If
Oh,
anyone loves sushi or good Thai, Kawa Sushi, I've been their dedicated exclusive customer for 8 years, easily 2 to 3 times a week, easily. It's only like a minute away from Market Street. So when I have appointments there, professional appointments to meet someone, it just makes it ideal and suitable because I'm always chasing my tail, feeling like I'm running late. And even if I am, I'm only going to be a minute or two behind if I'm running out the door quick enough. So it's just a great place here in town to check out if anyone's into some fresh, really good sushi.
I'll have to check that out. That's awesome. Well, you gave a lot of amazing recommendations. I mean, Town Center alone, they always have something going on. I remember like maybe 2 or 3 weekends ago, they had like 4 different festivals going on around
Mhm.
town at once. And I was like, I can't go to all these. I only went to like
Right.
two. And I was like, it's
Mhm.
only, I feel like half, not even of these half at this point. And I do love going to the movie. They just did Flashback Cinema at
That's so fun.
Epic. So every
Mhm.
weekend they did like The Godfather. I saw The Dark Knight. They did Pride and Prejudice. My family
Yes.
and I saw Pride and Prejudice. It was
Nice.
great.
And what a
Yeah,
great venue to do it, right? You just sit
right.
back and just hang out and you just relax. I love it.
Yeah. And then, of course, when it's beautiful like now, you don't want to go inside the movie theater. You want to go outside, go to on a picnic, go to the beach. My dad and I love going to the beach. So there's a lot of amazing recommendations. I'll definitely have to check out the sushi place. I love all types of Asian food, so I think that'll
Oh,
be
good.
a
Yeah, you need
slam
to go
dunk for
check them
me.
out. They're
Right. All
really,
right.
really great people.
Putting it on my list. That will happen soon. Well, Christine, thank you so much again for your time today. I really appreciate it. This is a total blast. You shared a lot of amazing information that I know I'm benefiting from, and I'm sure a lot of other people will benefit from as well.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm
Of
so
course.
excited. Thank
Thank
you.
you. And to everyone listening, thank you so much. I really appreciate you as well, and I will see you next time. Bye.